against it. Joining me now from Washington is Vermont's independent senator, Bernie Sanders. Senator Sanders, thank you so much for joining me. I feel like last night was a line in the sand in terms of the naked political calculation here that Eric Cantor and the House Republicans could pass an energy bill that could not make it through the Senate for purely political gain. What did you make of the events that unfolded last night?
Well, I think you're right. I think it is absolutely pathetic. This, by the way, Alex, as I'm sure you know, was a very modest bill. This was supported by the Chamber of Commerce and other business groups. Most of the provisions were voluntary. I had a much stronger amendment that was not in the bill. So this was a fairly modest amendment to do something that everybody understands is a win-win situation. We waste enormous amounts of energy because we are not strong on energy efficiency and weatherization. That is the cheapest way to cut energy costs. But what happened here in the Senate, as you've indicated, Republicans filibuster, and we all of 3 Republican votes. And that tells me that politics obviously trumps everything, that the Republicans are absolutely obstructionist and are not concerned about passing serious legislation, but only about political advantage.
Let's talk about the Keystone provision that was sort of batted around, which, I mean, Keystone has been a political football, and it continues to be. The Senate Republicans were asking for, independent votes on it. That all sort of has fallen by the wayside. I wonder if you think the White House's decision to delay the ultimate decision, the ultimate approval of Keystone until after the midterms actually exacerbates this situation, whether it continues to create a football that can be tossed from side to side.
I don't know the answer to that, but this is what I do know. Front page New York Times, scientists warn of rising oceans from polar melt. A study came out 2 weeks ago talking about dire consequences for the United States and the world unless we cut greenhouse gas emissions and address the crisis of climate change. The Keystone Pipeline, if we were to pass the Keystone Pipeline, this will be a signal to the entire world that we are not serious about moving away from fossil fuel and transforming our energy system into energy efficiency and sustainable energy. And I have to say something else, Alex. It is no great secret that the Koch brothers, who make their money in fossil fuels, and other big energy companies spend huge amounts of money in elections. And I really think it is really, really sad that many of my Republican colleagues are willing to sacrifice the future of the planet for their own kids and their grandchildren, because big energy companies and the Koch brothers are saying that they do not want any action on climate change, that they are suggesting that climate change may not be the result of human activity. You had a smart guy, Marco Rubio, he's nobody's fool, getting up and saying, I may be running for president. I do not believe that climate change is attached or caused by human activity, despite what the entire scientific community is saying. So it is campaign contributions overriding the science on this, and this is really a sad, sad situation.
Yeah, the ice sheets are literally falling apart and melting, and Congress is unable to pass the most benign of energy bills. Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont, thank you for your time and thoughts.
Thank you.
Joining me now is actress and environmental activist Daryl Hannah. Daryl, thanks so much for joining me. So, you heard Senator